All right. What's going on, everybody? My name is Pete, but you probably already knew that. But in case you didn't, you guys are watching the one and only Pay to Drive and Pay to Drive Vlogs, day number 1162. Coming at you. That's right, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. If you guys drive for apps like GRUBHUB or DoorDash or Postmates or Uber Eats, you should definitely be subscribed to this channel with all notifications turned on. That's right, everybody. That's that red subscribe button down below. And make sure to hit that like button, especially if you're driving this gig economy. That's right, everybody. Comment 111 if you did it, 222 if you didn't, and let's jump into the story. Always email your stories to PaidToDriveStories@gmail.com. Let's see here. This comes from KR. I'm not going to say his last name, but he has it abbreviated for his first name and middle initial. He says, "Hey Pete, I've been watching your videos on YouTube for the last 6 to 8 months, and I thought I would tell you my story I've had going lately. Sorry this is so long. I try to keep everything in a form of context and somewhat linear. I started back in 2019 and only did GRUBHUB part-time as I was full-time catering for Cracker Barrel, but back then I very seldom had any connectivity issues or just any issues in general, and when I did, I could email the driver specialist directly and they always got it covered super fast, never had to wait more than a couple of days max." Okay. I'm in the Knoxville, Tennessee market. What market are you guys in? Let me know down below. I started back in March 2019 and only did GRUBHUB part-time as I was full-time catering for Cracker Barrel. All right, then he repeats that line. Then I moved to Boston and went back to working as a server for a large sit-down restaurant. When I moved back to the Knoxville area back in 2020, in May, I decided that during the pandemic it might be best if I just do GRUBHUB full-time. So I got reactivated and started working again, and it was fine for the first couple months. My driver card stopped working. What a surprise. So I sent them a call, or I called them, and they told me they were going to send me a new one, and mark it as not working in the app. But that I should still be able to take orders, and if I got an order that needed a card, just call it and get it reassigned, and they wouldn't count it against me. Well, what instead happened was the next morning when I woke up, it wouldn't let me clock in without a card, and I didn't know why, and I couldn't get them to answer my calls, so I was absent for a block, and then I decided to release the next day's blocks because I knew mail is running slow. Little did I know it would take 3 weeks to get a new card, so I lost 3 weeks of GRUBHUB work. Luckily, I went and downloaded the DoorDash app and got that put together and was working the next day. So that's good. Always diversify, guys. And everything was fine again until September, and then it was a monthly thing with some new car repair, causing me to lose a couple shifts a week. Sadly, because of constant issues, I still can't get up enough money to get a new car. Then in November, I checked my driver level and it went from being Premier to Partner, even though it still said I had 100% on everything. So I sent them an email and I was a Partner again for a full month, not knowing why it took them a month and a week to email me back, which by that point I had already been resolved. And I said, well, you're a Premier driver. And over the past, I would say 8 weeks, they've been heavily sending me to places that have had no connection, no service, and then it causes me to miss orders, to be offline for too long, and they remove me from the schedule, and I'm in such a market where if you're not on a schedule, you don't get orders. Trust me, I know what that's like. I've attempted multiple times to talk to driver specialists over the past 8 weeks about it, and I have not received any emails back until today. They're saying it's a cell phone issue or a location issue and there's nothing they can do about it, and they're basically unwilling to help me whatsoever. Basically, what I want to know is what's the deal with the driver specialists currently in comparison to how they used to be, they are a lot less helpful and severely less prompt, sometimes weeks or months before I get a reply. And if you've seen other people with similar issues, because I'm starting to think that it's intentional to send drivers either fake orders or areas knowing they have poor service to push them away from being Premier or even Pro intentionally, because it's very strange that I can go from an average of making $700 a week in 35 hours or less in the summer, but then start having issues in the fall. So that's the email, and here's just my 2 cents on it. I don't think that they're intentionally sending fake orders or sending people into areas with bad service. It just sounds like your area might just be a bad service area. There might not be enough cell towers, which is a real issue. That could be a real thing, because in my particular market, I haven't had connectivity issues since really 2017, 2018. So I'm going to say no. I don't think they're intentionally doing it. Although I can see why you would think that, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. So that's going to be my question, drivers, to all of you out there, is do you think that Grubhub is intentionally sending ghost orders or fake orders, or sending drivers into bad areas or areas with no signal to get them deactivated or whatever, or to cause problems? I'm going to say no. So what are you saying about that? And I do want to take this time to thank all of our patrons over at patreon.com/PaidToDrive, especially Millard Norton, our $100 ultimate driver every month, Kimberly Thomas, Tulsa Todd, Heidi Barnes, Brian Pomeroy, William Boudreau, Fernando Carranza, Justin Case, Anthony Bliss, Sarah Keston, Alan G. Van Horn, Scott Freisner, Drew Honor, Stephen Neely, Frank Haviland, Jason Casta, Sherry Cassidy, John Bonacci, Terry DeLong, Nick G., Jenny Thomas, Matt Epperson, and Terrence Pacheco. If you want to sign up to get shout-outs and support the channel, links down below in the description, or you can hit the link in the pinned top comment. And, of course, I know I'm like a parrot on repeat here, but make sure to download the Get Upside Gas app. Comment 333 if you're on there, 444 if you're not yet. Pump your gas, print out your receipt, take a picture of your receipt with the Get Upside Gas app, and within 48 hours or so, you'll get anywhere from 15 cents to 45 cents a gallon back, which is pretty fantastic. And if a friend or family member signs up using your code, you'll get paid every time they pump gas. It's called Get Upside. Links in the description down below. Make sure to download it. And, of course, check out PaidToDriveStore.com for official Pay to Drive t-shirts and hoodies and all that stuff. And that's it for me, guys. If you made it to the end, comment end 622, end 622. And, of course, get that money, get that honey. Keep hustling, keep bustling. And we'll see you guys next time right here on Pay to Drive and Pay to Drive Vlogs. Have a great one, and we'll see you all in the near future. Peace.